My name is Jarod Conrady, and Derek and I have known each other since second grade. He moved in next door to me, and we became best friends right off the bat. Yeah, I'm here today because it's Hail Trace's 10-year anniversary, and I'm really proud of all the work that the team at Hail Trace has done with Derek, and I just want to be supportive and kind of take a second to look back and remember how we got here. So from the first time that I met Derek way back in elementary school, he's always been obsessed with weather. We've lovingly called him the neighborhood weather nerd since I can remember. It was really just weather and turtles for him. Those were the two things he was into in elementary school. So anytime you just wanted to hear something crazy about the weather, you just asked Derek. I can tell you that even when we were in college, I would call Derek on the phone, and there were two subjects I could ask him about, and he would talk to me for the hour it took to drive from Stillwater to Edmond. I could ask him about the weather or sports, and either one of those, he would just talk for the hour, and then I would say, hey man, I'm home, I need to go now. I've never been chasing with Derek, and it kind of irritates him a little bit, I think, that his best friend has never gone on a chase with him. But it just never really appealed to me. As much as he enjoyed it, I was like, you know, I'm glad that you enjoy it, but I'm gonna hang out at home, man. And now that I'm married and have two kids, my wife said, yeah, you don't need to do that. So I'm not that guy. I'm in the security business. I sell security cameras and security systems, card access, that kind of thing. I grew up in that business. My dad had a security company for a long time, and Derek started working for me after he and Leah had been married for a little bit. He had done a few other things, and I think he was selling Aflac at the time, and it wasn't really coming to fruition the way he wanted it to. And I always knew he's a great salesperson from his days back at AOL when he worked there. And so I said, hey man, if you're looking for a job, I'd love to have you come work for me. And he started out actually installing alarm systems, which he did not like and did not excel at. But he learned the trade, and then he moved into a sales position, which he did really well. And I think the reason he enjoyed the sales position the most was that it afforded him time to stare at weather maps on his computer when he was in between proposals. Yeah, so Hail Trace first started, as far as I can remember, Derek started doing weather maps and doing little forecasts and things like that while he was still supposed to be working for me. I'd often tease him about it when I'd walk into his office and there'd be two different computer screens with weather maps on them and no alarms. But you know, as long as he was still making his sales, I didn't give him too much grief about it. But as I can recall, it was originally called Extreme Weather Predictions, and he had a really long website, URL for that Extreme Weather Predictions, and I think Hail Trace is a much better name, but that's just my opinion. So when Derek decided to start his own company, I was very supportive. I always knew that he was going to find some way to make his living off of the weather. And when he came up with this idea about hail and hail maps and figuring out a way to monetize that, it didn't make sense to me, but I knew that Derek understood it more than I did, and he was going to make it work, and I tried to support him any way I could. I think when Derek first started hiring staff was the time I was like, oh wow, he's got people working for him on this hail map thing. That really kind of made it seem like it was really something that was gonna work. And before then, it just, I knew he was passionate about it, and you could just see how much of his time and effort he put into it. But when he was actually hiring and paying from Hail Trace over the last 10 years. I mean, like I said, from Derek tried, some of them worked and some of them didn't, but just seeing the process and where we've come to this point and looking forward to seeing what happens in the future, it's been a huge change from the beginning, I think. So one thing, Derek has shown a lot of growth over the last 10 years as a business owner and a entrepreneur, is just recognizing when things aren't working and being willing to put those aside and move on to the next thing. I think has been a big benefit for him, just being able to say, you know, what's working, what's not working, let's focus our efforts on the things that are working and have potential to be more productive. I think Hail Trace has been successful because of Derek and because of his relentless pursuit of work ethic and how much he loves, you know, what he does. They've got the best staff of meteorologists and just weather nerds that are real excited to look at weather maps all day and read radar and try to help their customers use that information to benefit their bottom line. So being a spectator to what Hail Trace has been doing has been great for me, and just enjoying it from the sidelines. But my favorite Hail Trace memory is probably when we were all together for the celebration. A thunderstorm popped up and rolled to experience a pop-up thunderstorm that, to my knowledge, nobody in that room had anticipated. So that was quite poetic. I just want the staff of Hail Trace to know that I'm real proud to be involved with this company. I'm proud of the work that they do and the camaraderie they have around the office. And I feel blessed to be involved the little bit that I am, and to be part of that. The only thing I could say to Derek is that I'm just really proud of the work that he's done and the company that he's built, and I think all the credit goes to him for picking the team that he's got and enabling them to do the work that they've done and being a great leader through all of that, and I'm just proud to call him a friend.